Hello people, how are we all doing today? I hope we are all good. I hope we've had a good week and everyone is in a good place at the minute. Been a good couple of days to be fair, but it's been one of those interesting ones. I killed the debriefs a little bit just because I couldn't debrief the other games. It's just getting harder to debrief them at the minute because it's just every time you go to debrief, it's like it's the same thing we're talking about every time in terms of what's going on with it. Evening, Daniel. Evening, Liz. What's happening with the takeover? Quiet at the moment, but as that Daniel said, that's what you want it to be. You want it to be quiet while they're getting things sorted. It's just basically a case of making sure that all the T's and I's are T's are crossed, I's are dotted and all that kind of stuff, and we're going in a good direction. And I think the thing is, with the takeover, the sooner we can get it done, the better. But I'd rather them take their time with it, because if they take the time with it, we know things are going to get done properly. We don't want to go into a situation where it's not done properly and we're having to wait a little bit for whatever happens next or something like that. And the thing is, I think they're doing it in that right position where they're making sure everything's good. But you got to remember, with the takeover as well, is in theory, January the 5th, 6th week was when the EFL got the information. And we know from the game at the weekend that we had it, that the guy commentators were turning around and saying, excuse me, the guy commentators were turning around and saying that they were, what the word? They'd heard that they'd only just got some of the paperwork through from what they'd heard. Shock and all. Hey up, mate, how you doing? We all went there, aren't we? We are indeed. How are you? I'm not too bad. Hope you're well. Are you good? How's everyone's Friday been? Are we all in a good mood because it's Friday? Well, it's cold though. It's cold. It's trying to snow again and it's doing me head in. And I'm hoping it doesn't snow, because at the minute we're looking pretty good in terms of it not settling because of how much rain we've had. But you look at the whole situation this week, you look at like the situation with the statement from Chris Wigfield to BBC Radio Sheffield talking about them losing £1 million. And that's pretty normal, if I'm brutally honest, in terms of what we're losing and stuff. I think it's pretty well known. Also, mental health check-in, if you are here. If you're new here, we do a mental health check-in. We check how the audience is. 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And if you're in the middle, just let us know, because I like to make sure audience is okay and stuff like that, and make sure everyone's good. It's one of them. At the minute, it's so weird. A solid 7. Nice. It's so weird having a situation at the minute where you're going into games, in theory, knowing what's going to happen, in a sense. Let's be brutally honest. We all know what's going to happen in our games recently, and it's all normally a loss, and you're thinking, this isn't going to be good. And there's been so many people who's had a go about tactics and stuff like that. He changed it in the last game, didn't work as much as it was. We got battered by Swansea. I thought the Swansea game, it was a good idea to change it on that one, but for whatever reason, it didn't work. And we have the situation where we are trying to make sure we get changing everything. I literally just go for broke now in games. Generally, I would just go for broke, because I don't see the point in trying and build up from it. I just think we know where we are. We know we're potentially either relegated this weekend, or we are going to be relegated at Bramall Lane. I don't want to be relegated at Bramall Lane, I'll be brutally honest. But at the same time, with how long we have been, in the position we're in, it doesn't surprise me if we were. And it would annoy me 100%. And I think it would annoy everyone if we got relegated at Bramall Lane. But I look at it like this. We are already relegated. we're already going down. Can we finish the season now? Yeah. Thing is, I'd like them to get to positive goal point tally. I'd like us just to like score a goal. I might need to go 4-4-2 and go all out. I wouldn't be against it, Ronald. How are you, mate? Hope you well. I would not be against it at all. Just going 4-4-2, go all out and just see what happens. I like the idea of Jerry Yates playing the position. I think the two young lads we've managed to bring on loan have been really good additions. Really good additions. I'm very impressed with how they've managed to come to the club and settle in quite early, and also be able to get crosses in at times. And I think if we can go into that position where we get crosses in, it'd be good to see. We know we've lost a lot of players, and no one debating that. But as a week, you go into the weekend, you get really excited to go to a game. For Wednesday fans at the minute, I get why sales are low. Ticket sales are low. I get why people are not buying in the shop. Completely get it. Everyone has pretty much checked out from this season. And I think a lot checked out even when we went into admin. I think a lot just went, you know what? We're in admin. There's not a lot that's going to happen now. We're just going to do the best we can. And generally, I think that's generally what we've been trying to do. The best we can in a really naff situation, and what we got lined up. And the thing is, I get some people don't like the idea of making excuses saying about players, making excuses saying that we haven't got this. But you look at that squad. If we bring up that squad a minute with what we've got right now, seems you've got Pierre Charles injured. You've got Murphy Cooper who's on loan. Jack Phillips, the other one. You've got Palmer. Matt Lowe injured. Bernard injured. Also, let's just quickly touch on Bernard. Bernard has got yet another setback to his already setback. So that's going to have a drastic account on what you do in the summer in terms of if you want to let him go. If you go, look, we might need to let you go due to wages, or it could be a case of we let you go because of that injury record. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Bernard, because he's still got a year left. What the ads on Banner go, I can see him trying to get a goal, but I don't think he'll want his first goal to be against Sheffield Wednesday. Bannon will get an amazing reception. He will. Bannon will get an amazing reception. I can't see many not doing, if that makes sense, at the end of the day. You look at the reasons for why he's left. They're in a better position in the table. You look at the contract they gave him. He's 36 and he got a 2-year deal. And you hear all the good things that they're talking about him in training and how good he is. We know what he's like. And there's so many Millwall fans who've just gone, it's that number 10 we've needed for such a long time. And we got him on a deal. Got like one of the best. Hey up, Shagalang Ding Dongs. Hey Bob, how you doing, mate? But we know Bernard is out injured again, and it can be a bit longer. I don't think we see Bernard this season. I generally don't. From what it sounds like he's just done something again. We know how good Baz is. Exactly. Dominic Iorfa could be back soon. Liam Cooper's a doubt for the weekend, so we're going to have another rejig, so probably Cole McGee will have to come in. Otto been doing really well. Subject to unpopular belief, I think Otto Bio got better as the season got on. I don't know. Personally, I generally think Otto Bio got better, and you can see he organises the defence quite a lot, and I like that. He's a talker. The one thing you want at the back, you want a player who's going to talk. You want them constantly communicating, constantly being able to talk about what's going on and how they are moving things around. And I like that. You can tell he's been a captain before at other clubs. Grillier, we know, is injured. Johnson been playing games. Cole McGee, we know he's been playing games. Hey up, Glenn, how you doing, mate? How are you, mate? How's things for you? How's family? Weaver's out injured, which is gutting because I was 100% hoping we were going to see him a bit more this season because he was looking good. Emery been on bench, and of course Adamola had been good on his first bell. You got Sean Fashiri who coming back. Savante, I think he's back for this one. I think when they said it was personal reasons he was out of the squad, that says to me that his missus probably had the kid, because that was one of the big reasons he didn't move during the January transfer window, because she was very close to dropping. Chalobah could be back soon. I'm looking forward to see what Marvelous Nakembe does from a start. I want to see what that lad's like from starting a game, and I'm hoping we'll see it soon. Shipton, for me, this is his last little season. Had Ingleson had the kid. I'm going to have a hazard a guess. I wonder if that's why he was out of the squad versus Swansea. That's the only thing I can think of that they had the kid. I haven't seen anything, but I wonder if they're just playing it by ear. Heskey, on Heskey, you can tell this is Heskey's first ever loan out. Like, genuinely, you can tell this is Heskey's first loan out from Man City's academy. You can tell with the balls that he gets to him, he's a bit, I want to say clumsy, but I don't think that's a fair thing to say. But he just seemed like he got a mistake, and does that having the extra touch when you're in academy games that you get, and then there's having that extra touch in a normal game that you don't have. So people who want to play 4-4-2, who will your 4 in midfield be and 2 up top? Good question. I think 2 up top for me is Yates. I try a 2 up top of Yates and Jamal Lowe. Your middle bit, though, I think you're thinking Svante in the middle, Marvelous either next to him or Jaden next to him, and then you play you play Nadal on the left, and McNeil on the right, cutting inside. Maybe that's what you do for your middle side. For your middle, heck, he thinks like he can be a ball and fury. Just needs another. Yeah, I think it's the one thing. He needs another loan or two to get it. But you can tell there is a player there who can play. It's a massive reboot from top to bottom. I don't think Pedersen is the answer, but that's my opinion. I think, to be fair, mate, I think everyone's in the same opinion. I think Pedersen got the thing where we thank him for coming in and doing the job when no one else did. But I don't think he's a manager. I think he's a coach. I genuinely think he's a coach. But while he's here, you can criticise him and say this and this. But you've got to remember he's working under limitations that he probably not had at other clubs. But Gary Rowett's a good shout. Gary Rowett is a very good shout for manager. It's going to be interesting who they bring in as the new manager and how quick is it. Because if you get it that there's a new manager in, right, after, say we get an announcement, 24 hours later, we turn around, we got a new manager. Evening, guys. Evening, went today. How you doing, guys? I hope you're well. But I think for me, if you have it where you see a new manager 24 hours later, you kind of had that thing where you can see where they're at, what they are trying to do, and if that's something they've been thinking about since the get-go. The thing is, with the takeover, we've got the situation where we are very much in the... Who's the Huddersfield manager? Liam Manning. He would have been one of my choices as well, which I was annoyed when he got the job. Manning. It didn't work at Norwich, and I think it didn't work at Norwich because he had a bit of an affection with Norwich because he's from there. But I also think there might have been a case of something else. On a personal note, I will never criticise Henrik. No, I get that, mate. I get that. I understand that. I think for me, you can criticise his tactics and stuff like that, but people got to remember in hindsight, he's working with what he got. And what he got isn't a lot, which is one of them. I hope this takeover happens sooner rather than later so we can get the summer up and running. It needs to happen before May, because if it comes in after May, they've still got all the checks they're going to do with the independent football regulator. Now, I don't think that will be an issue per se, because they are working with the FL and people to sort it out just in case. But you got to remember, takeover can take as long as they take. I think Sheffield United was an ongoing 12-month saga before it eventually got taken over. You look at clubs that have been in admin for a while. Like you had it with Derby. They had that tech CEO guy. In Daniel, how you doing, mate? How you want? They had that tech CEO guy, and he went under. I believe he's in jail now for fraud. So it's one of those things where with Derby, they were lucky enough to have a local who was a fan who had the finances to go, hey, we can take Derby County over and do it. And I think we need the takeover done, but I'd rather all the checks and balances be done properly and make sure there is something. And the admin will have it in the back of the head. They'll have a plan B, C, D, and E if they get told otherwise. I think it just goes straight back to the next preferred bidder kind of thing. I think next preferred bidder it'll go next who was the second preferred bidder. From what we've heard and read, it seems like the board consortium bid about 32 million. So someone that, I think that's where I read it. I think it was 32 million. And that's the thing. I've seen so many people say, let's get Ashley and it'll be done quicker. Yes and no, it will be done quicker. They still got to do the same checks, but it will be done quicker because he's a UK citizen. The money's all in the UK. They're not having to go from here to there to here to there. That where it would be quicker than what we currently got. Now, we know next season, this will be the first ever proper rebuild that we've ever had. I think it's probably the first proper rebuild since DC took over in 2015, where we got new players in. 20 million, though apparently Ashley. 20 though apparently Ashley. That's what Ashley bid was 20 million. But see, the thing is, 20 million bid with Ashley, that puts us in the position where we're potentially doing the minor 15 route. And I don't think we can have another start of season where we're starting on a negative, where we're on a negative thing and we're trying to claw them back. Because if you don't start quickly in League One, it's a lot harder to get out of League One with negative points than it is others. You've seen it happen. Wigan, Reading has shown that you can do it. But it's difficult. I'd rather start a season where we're on a level playing field and there's no minor points and we can just get on with the new situation, who's aboard, who's around, and who's in that window. I don't think we can. I don't think we can either. I think we have to start a season on a positive where it's going to sound really weird when I say this. A positive for us is starting on 0 points. But you know what I mean? It's that weird thing where because we've had this horrible season, the positive is 0 points. And it sounds mad when you say it out loud. The positive will be 0 points, transfer fee and loan fee restriction gone, and we're able to compete. The problem with us, we are not, I will give credit where credit's due. We've been able to get players in with a little bit of help from the EFL to say you can get players in. But I don't think they've been great in it. But at the same time, I'll be brutally honest, I'm biased. I'm not a fan of the EFL. I've seen how they're active with other clubs at times. And I think the independent football regulation is good to come in, but it got to work hand in hand. Work together. It can't be one governing body versus another governing body. But you also got the other thing is, I think we're one of the only countries where your high level of football is a separate governing body to your lower leagues governing bodies. Everyone's all under the same umbrella. With the Premier League, it's Premier League and then it's everyone else under the EFL. And I think that can cause some problems at times as well. I think it would be easy if it was all under the same umbrella, but that'll never happen. They had the split away back in the day. It was all under the umbrella, but the split away worked because they could make more money with the Sky deals. And the other thing we've got to look forward to, I don't think anyone has anyone watched much League One football this year? If you have, let us know. But you know, the other thing we've got to look forward to is this thing called a Thursday night game, where your game will be on Thursday night, and then you might not have another game until maybe Tuesday or even possibly the following Saturday. A Thursday night game is something we may have to look forward to. Thoughts on bringing Neil Lennon as manager if board consortium bid is successful? Wouldn't be my choice. And I would rather the consortium leave managers and stuff at the clubs that they've already got. Lennon's got an okay record, but it's not brilliant. He'll galvanise and he'll be able to get some name through the door in terms of him being a named manager. It wouldn't be for me, personally. I'd rather go with someone else. But at the same time, I can understand that. But then you've got the thing is you don't want to have it where they're going from one pool to the next pool. I'd rather it be someone. If you're going to do that, take it from someone else. Yeah, League One had generally been awful, mate. It's actually grim this season. What is League One looking like? I've looked at the table a couple of times when we were doing the 70 review show, which we haven't done for a while because 18 Dapper has just had a kid. So congratulations to him and his missus. Welcome to the world of parenting. You don't sleep. Oh, it's tight at the top. Cardiff are not flying away anymore, are they? Nice to see Lincoln up there with 61, Bolton with 55, Stockport 53, Huddersfield 49, Bradford 49, Luton 45. What's the bottom looking like? Vale, well, they're all but down. Rotherham, Wigan, Burton, Donny. Whoa, the bottom. Anyone from about 17th can go down. Jesus. Could say anyone from 15th. Can't put Barnsley in there, but I think Barnsley have got enough points away. Barnsley were up there last time I checked as well. Jesus Christ. Let's have a look at who we could be facing next season, actually, in terms of team from League Two, because might well have a bit of a gander, might we? Table. Bromley. I think that'll be one that get chalked off people bucket list. Swindon Town. So could be facing he's done a cracking job there. And MK Don, Cambridge, Notts County, Salford, Walsall. Salford could do with going up. So could MK, actually. And it's looking like Newport Town and Harrogate Town are the ones who could potentially go down. Crawley Town up down there as well. Also interesting, Crawley Town got a link to they got linked to Crypto Bros who own them, which is another one of those things. But I think as a whole this week we've had a lot of stuff like come out from Wakefield to say what's going on and how it's all going. And we might look at some free agents and bring them in, but I also have the thing is I don't think they can afford to just get anyone. It's got to be right. And like losing Jan Valery is a massive blow. But I understand why he's gone. You want to build a winning mentality for when you're going into a World Cup year. You just do. You want to build that winning mentality so you can get into that head base ready to go. Granted, his first game and debut they lost, but he wants to get himself ready for the World Cup. If it rumours are true, Leicester could be facing them. Really? Wow. Ian and John, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Yeah, I think I read a rumour that if Leicester go down, they're not in a good position financially. I know it's rumour, so I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, but I think I read something today that said if they go down, they could potentially get bankrupt, in a sense. I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. I'm a bit tired. It's been a long week, but I'm not too bad. I'm getting there. Like, your bottom three is interesting. Like, Blackburn Rovers have just signed Michael O'Neill, the Northern Ireland manager, and he's going to do both roles, which has been done before, but I think that's a risky thing to do. You got West Brom, Pompey, Leicester, Blackburn. At the moment, I think it's between Leicester or Blackburn who take that spot. Have a look what games they've all got coming up. So let's have a look. QPR got Blackburn. Pompey got Charlton. Pompey got Sheffield United, sorry. Middleweek, Leicester, Stoke. That's not a good one. With Blackburn, Preston. Yeah, they're not great, are they? They're not great fixtures when you look at them. Leicester got a really tough run by the looks of it. Yeah. Leicester's run does not look good. Kind of hope Blackburn might start Venky going out. In one sense, I do. So what Leicester's running. Leicester's run till the end of the season is Stoke, Middlesbrough, Norwich, Ipswich, Bristol, QPR, Watford, Preston, us, Swansea, Millwall, Hull. The last game of the season is Blackburn Rovers versus Leicester City. So the last game of the season could be a relegation. Whoever wins goes down. Jesus. Have a look at what Blackburn's run is. That is a tough run of games. So Blackburn go with QPR, Preston, Bristol, Derby, Pompey, Oxford, Millwall, Middlesbrough, Birmingham, West Brom, Stoke, Coventry, Sheffield United, Southampton. Yeah, Leicester got a horrible run, haven't they? Millwall got a run that could work if, and it's a big if he can turn it around. It's a big if he can turn it around. I've never been a fan of manager dueling an international job and a manager job. Feel like I'm going down last time with the start at the end for Tuna Twat. Yeah. I think I kind of hope for Birmingham gives them a kick up the backside to get him out, but they are doing all the right things we did. Like, let's be brutally honest. They are doing everything right that you want from a fan base with how they're trying to get him out the club. But again, it's similar to things that we have. They're not bothered. They're not bothered in the slightest with what's going on because they're not there. And I think that's the other thing. When they're not there to see it, it doesn't hit the impact. But I think the idea of what they're doing is pulling them up money out, like not going to games, taking money out the concession stuff. It is working. Did he? I think you might be right, actually, mate. Let's have a look. If he did, I think you might be right. I remember him at Stoke. Search Google. Neil. Stoke. Let's have a look. Have a look. 6 hours ago. Have a look. Wikipedia. Manager career. Best content. He was appointed North Island manager. appointed a championship manager. He slid to the bottom side. O'Neill resigned as Northern Ireland manager on the 22nd of 2020. And then he got so it looked like he got the Stoke City job on the 8th of November, but he resigned in the autumn of 2020. And he went back. Okay, fair enough. Interesting now. Didn't do too badly, if I remember. They got the end of mid-table. But they bought a lot in. He got victim of the COVID year, didn't he? With a very poor start. And that's when they went and got... what's he called? Yeah, him. To be fair, the FL should be able to take ownership of an owner if they break many rules, because it's not the fair on the club, who are massively managed. The problem is that everyone agrees to the rules in what they are. So everyone agrees to what rules are and then jump in. And that's the issue. If you go in there going, hey, this and this, the problem is because everyone agrees to the rules, it's very hard for people to turn around and go, you broke the rules. We had that thing, we broke the rules. We've generally done that. And there's not a lot we can do in that because we've agreed to those rules in principle. I agree, it should be more on the ownership than the club. But in the owner, in terms of the league, they see it as just a small part of it, and it's more the club as a whole. That's why we've been hit with all the points deductions and why we've just completely had it. But yeah, to be fair, his deal with Northern Ireland is a 5.5 contract, which he signed in 2022. 24, 25, 26, 27. Getting close to the end of that. And his Blackburn Rovers gig is only till the end of the season. But if you're a Northern Ireland fan, you're going to want to make sure that he's keeping an eye on what he's doing at Ireland as well. It's a tough job that, doing a double, especially when you're looking to try and do World Cup as well. That's what I'm saying. It make it a free rule strike. Yeah, I think free rule strike's a good idea. I think it will be one of the ones that I will be down for if you can make it work and make it able for everyone to agree on. And that's the other thing. It's making sure everyone agrees on that free strike rule. And if you go in there going, this, and this, done. I thought Henrik Presser this week was interesting as well. And it seems like he just changed the motivation of what he wants to do. But again, it's one of them where you see a lot of what's going on and a lot of the unwanted records we don't want. Let's be brutally honest. We do not want these unwanted records. But it is the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast is we have these records. And there's only one person to blame for that initially, and that's DC. You go into this season minus a DC doing what he's doing and maybe sold up in the summer, we'd probably maybe be able to get out of the situation we're in. But we ain't that lucky. Like, generally, we're not that lucky, are we? But Millwall game can be interesting more. Baz should get a really good reaction. I know a lot of people are not going tomorrow's game because they do not want to see Baz in a different shirt. And it kind of told you that it's over. Who would be Henrik right now? Hardest. Exactly. It's one of the hardest jobs in the league. Exactly. It's the fact that he came in to do a job, which I think he kind of knew was gonna be a nightmare to do. And he didn't walk away or just kept on going. It says a lot. It says a lot about the character of the man. Our goal difference is minus 44. Jesus Christ. But I think you look at football in general, you look at how many managers that Forest had just gone through this season. They've gone through so many managers. I think it's 4th this season. And you look at the table in, yeah. We're always record breakers, and we've had it before where it's been for good stuff, but this season, the year we just take all the records. But I can't wait for someone new. True. It's an impossible job. He's probably not done his career any favour. He probably hasn't done his career any favour, but he stayed, he's given it a shot, and fair play to him. Jesus Christ, Wolves are on 9 points, Burnley are on 18, West Ham are on 24. Could you imagine if West Ham get out of this, Nottingham Forest managed to get out of it with their new manager, and Tottenham Hotspur is the team that gets relegated? Jesus. Just in general football's points of view. But I got thinking that I think if you look at his manager career, it isn't a great record in general. He's not had good stats. Like, if you look at his first manager job, 1st of July to 23rd of December, 38%. Then his second one was 1st of July 2018 to October 2018, 14%. 20th of June to 29th of April, 21. Vasil, 21st of, no, 2nd of July 2021 to October 20th, 2023. That's the longest job he's had. Just looking forward to end the season, mate. Never known anything like it. Oh, I'm in the same boat. I'm generally in the same boat. I want the season to end if we could, but it's so hard. And his Wednesday career is 35 games played, 1 win, 10 draws, 24 losses, bless him. And it's a win ratio of 2.86. It's 2.86. That's all his win ratio is. But he's not had the people to be able to do that. He's not probably had the people he wants in to come and do it. But I give him a hell of a lot of credit to coming in and doing the job that he's done. I think any other season would be interesting. I just don't want to get relegated at the Lane. It'd be like kicking the nuts. We'd never heard the end of it. Nah, I don't want to get relegated there. It's that stupid thing. They'll enjoy it, but at the same time, it's like you want us to get relegated at your place, but you also have it that we haven't had a fighting chance all season. Like, let call a fade a fade. We've been relegated since November. Since the last load of points deduction went in, we were down already. We've not been able to get out of that slump at all. You would like to think new owner will find a position for Henry, but probably not manager. I've always thought he'd probably make a good director of football. I've always thought a director of football role would be something he'd be good at. I think he'd done it before at Red Bull, or he'd done technical director or something like that. Something that helps the culture of the club. I think he'd be good at something like that. Maybe that kind of role. So he's still involved. He's still involved at game level. But I also get the idea of the new ownership turning around and saying they want a fresh start. I want to keep him. I know I waited my birthday wish I wish for new ownership, but then told people my birthday is in November. Yeah. Like, what's he been at? He was academy manager. Even if you put him in academy roles, maybe put him in an academy manager or something like that and just work with the youth coming up. Something of that way of doing it. I don't know, something of that nature. It's just, I would never say bad about him because he stepped up when no one did. But at the same time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, by the way. Much appreciate it. Liking out the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing, let me know you like the channel. I haven't said that tonight. But for me, it's very much a case of, I think the new ownership will want a fresh start. Henrik will be the last little bit of what's going on, if that makes sense. It'll be the last sliver of the DC bit. So yeah, I'd be interested. I'd be very, very interested to see what the crack is and what would happen. Now, why is there a my back camera saying there's someone in at the front door? Give me a minute. Oh, it might be my little girl. Because the camera's in her bedroom, facing the road. But yeah, it'll be. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to start the season next season with no negativity, no nothing. We're taking over. If we're only able to do frees and loans, then great. Get a load of frees in quickly before the good one that's snapped up. The thing is, I don't want us to still be in a takeover situation come May. Like, what? We're February now. February, March, April, May. The 4 months there to get it done. Ange. You mean Ange Postecoglou? I'd take Ange. I would take Ange without a doubt. But I just think he probably wouldn't do it because of the position of the club. Unless he could see the long-term project. We need to be a team come August 11th, not 11 strangers. Yeah, I agree. I always just say Big Ange. But yeah, we do. We need to have a preseason. The one thing we were saying about Ugbo this season, we get him a preseason, we'll be able to do this, this, and this. We bring him in, he doesn't have much of a preseason. You get to this preseason, we're like, we'll get him a preseason. Why has that light suddenly just gone out? Weird. We'll get him a preseason. Surely new owner, get a new manager, penalty debt. I generally think they will do. I can't see them not doing, to be fair, George. I generally think it'll be a case of new manager, new season. We won't be near the top of the league with Henrik. I like him, Henrik as a guy. I just don't think... I think he worked with what he got. And what he got's not been brilliant. I'd like to see him have a crack. The part of me that would like to see him have a crack at it with squad of players that he can get in, that he wants and call his own. But also at the same time, it's maybe a fresh start, the best thing. If that makes sense. Hope you well, by the way, George. If it falls like you reckon we'll pre-season in the date, potentially, maybe. I'm not sure Pedersen's out of his depth. I think he left out of his depth, just left out of options of players. He's not got a lot of players to deal with. His win record isn't the best at the places he's been at. But that's what it is, kind of thing. I think you give him maybe some of his own players and be able to build a squad. Let's put it this way. I think it's hard to judge him on this bell with the squad he got. I'd rather get relegated tomorrow than that. Yeah, same. Remind me, what does need to happen if we're going to get relegated tomorrow? We need someone to win. I think it's Blackburn, if I remember correctly. Have a look. Have a look. I think Cran did an article on it. Look, me today. That's going nowhere. It's not that one. Hang on. I think it was Cran that wrote it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Watch will win tomorrow for the giggles. Yep. So, Alexander, 33 points will be enough to climb out the current championship relegation. 2 of them, Leicester and West Brom, are in action later this evening and could potentially reach 35 and 36 points with a win. Sheffield Wednesday could be relegated next week. Sheffield Wednesday go on to lose against Millwall on Saturday. Then the Baggies would be out of reach, although Leicester would still technically be catching on goal difference. That's, of course, necessarily unlikely. While it's impossible to say without knowing what happens in the game elsewhere, there's a grand possibility that it's... I just don't want to get relegated at Sheffield United. We're already down. Let's be brutally honest. The Blunts will be chirping about it all the time. If they are the one. Oh, yeah, they will always. Watch will win tomorrow for the giggles, yeah. I'm going in the away end next weekend, and it's going to be awful unless we get a surprise at the Lane. Can you imagine if we got a surprise and like back-to-back wins or something dumb like that? I say dumb, it's not dumb, but you know what I mean. Just something like that. It just, I don't know. One of them, it's the FA Cup tonight, isn't it? I forgot it's the FA Cup weekend. The thing is, I would turn around and say, yes, you relegate us, right? Fair enough. But you're not relegating us with a, what you call a proper team. You're relegating us when we're at a massive disadvantage. But at the end of the day, relegation, it's one of them, I think. If you got the chance to relegate your rivals, Ian, Steve, how you doing, mate? Hope you well. You got your chance to relegate your rivals, you kind of do it. But I get it. We'll win at the Lane, sod law, yeah. You watch, it'll be a own goal, or it'll be off the arse of Ugbo or something dumb, or Jerry Yates gets a header at the back deck, and we get a win. Fun fact though, if we don't get a win at home between now and the end of the season, that shirt we're wearing, the home shirt, will be the only shirt we haven't won a league game at home. Because we have won games at home in the cup. Banner go to own goal tomorrow to support us. Yeah. More chances, Martin going a winner than Cugbo. I kind of want it to come good for Ubbo, but again, it's one of those things where we keep going. We want it to come good for this person, we want it to go good for this person. It's just not worked for whatever reason. He had a great loan spell, and then the loan spell just hasn't materialised in the same form. I do believe a bit of that is due to not having service. I don't think we gave good service to him when we initially got him in. I think we kind of changed how we played with him. We went from a way of playing with him to be different. Also, interesting one for you. And I'm not going to read too much into it because I don't want to do that. But Christian Speakman at Sunderland has left. The sporting director has left now. Which he's done really well at recruiting. Like, really well at recruiting. So yeah, bring him to help. I wouldn't mind it, no. Nope. There's no mathematical way we're staying up. You would have to probably win a lot of games, 5 or 6-0. Well, mind the point, it's not like we need a win or draw to stay up. They haven't relegated us. DC and EFL has. Thank you, Jimmy. Exactly. They've not relegated us. He needs a few goals to increase his sellability and value. Yep. Bring him in at Hill. I wouldn't mind him, you know. I generally wouldn't mind him. He did a really good job, and you look at the value of the squad that he inherited in 2020. He actually did a damn good job. Going a full career mode on easy, yeah. But if one of them, It is one of them, and I think we just look at seeing what happened. But Bannon will get a go with that thing tomorrow. Reaction. The reaction? I can't remember what I'm trying to say. Reaction. Yeah, reaction. Make a move for Antonio. Now he's back. Looks like Charlton are going for him. Again, I like the idea of saying go for an Antonio and stuff. But again, it's down to what can we afford. Bring Pavoda back. He'll help Hugbo. Pavoda's had a weird one ever since going there. He's done like a stupidly long contract. And he's done bugger all. Like Jan Pavoda not done anything. It kind of was then where I'm glad we didn't get him. But at the same time, he barely done anything at Sunderland. Just yeah, it's odd. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Front three of them, Buffet Hall and Jamal, yeah. Make a move for Antonio. The thing I've got with is an interesting one, right? This is the one that I got with Baz. If they go up, hey up, pal, how you doing, mate? Hope you well. If they go up, do they keep Barry Bannon to the Prem, or is Barry Bannon then not needed? Does that make sense? Thank you, mate. I much appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Does that make sense? If Baz goes up, do Millwall then replace him for the Prem? Or do you keep him and give him that opportunity to play in the Prem? You know what I mean? It's that weird one. It's that weird situation where do you keep him or do you let him go? And if you let him go, or you went there and you go, we'll bring you back for the championship to get his send-off, the proper send-off in Wednesday colours. One of them. It's one of them where I don't know. I genuinely don't know where you put it with Baz. I'm not too bad, mate. How are you? Hope you had a good day. Hope you have a good one. Next week content also is going to be a bit all over the place. It'll probably be a lot of house content. I've got half term this week coming, so there'll be a bit of family stuff and stuff like that in the vlogs. Bath might want a year in the Prem even if it's on the bench. True. That's true. Yeah. To be fair, you take a Baz off the bench, wouldn't you? Even if it's in the Prem. It's that weird thing where how they know how... It's like weird than seeing their players go, we finally have a number 10 who knows what he's doing. I like to see both Sheffield teams in the Prem. Yep. Pure chaos with you. Yeah. Probably sell. Maybe. The thing is, it's one of those interesting ones. They probably put it on the honour board that they sent us down because they're not actually won anything for more than 100 years. But I don't want to officially go down. But honestly, don't want us to be officially down when they win. Yeah, true. To be fair, mate, I am going to be jumping off. I've been going for an hour now, so I'm going to go spend some time with me missus. But there'll be a review tomorrow. Enjoy it. Yep, let's hope we can score this month. Or goal of the season, going to be the same thing Wednesday Till I Die did again, which was really funny. But thank you for watching, guys. I will speak to you guys soon, and have a good rest of your weekend. Maybe we pray to whatever gods that are out there that we can score a goal and win a game. Just saying. Have a good one, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye.